very simple idea that countries, on average, trade less with each other the further apart they are. That's the basic idea. Like all simple ideas, it turns out to be very complicated when you look at it in detail, because, of course, gravity isn't destiny. It doesn't mean that you don't trade, that you automatically trade less with a country simply because it's far away. What it means is, as in any science, on average, you trade less with countries that are further away. Though there are some very small countries, some very distant ones, with which the UK happens to trade quite a lot, for reasons that we don't really understand. So on average then, gravity does matter for trade, and that's been a central concern of economists who've been thinking about the issues that arise in the Brexit debate. In a way, you could see, first of all, I like to say that Brexit is not really about economics. It's about identity, it's about where you see Britain's view in the world. Are you proud to be British and therefore you prefer not to be European? Or are you proud to be British and you consider yourself European? It's about Britain's role in the world, about about the legacy of empire, Britain standing alone in the Second World War. All these issues about identity and taking back control, very emotional questions. I don't see people arguing in the streets with the same passion that they argue about Brexit when the issue is one of income tax or road tax and so on. We do see demonstrations about those, but people don't get as angry. So they're not angry about the economic bits. But there is an economic core to the argument, and that's where I think the vast majority of economists, with one or two exceptions, one or two of them good friends of mine whom I've debated this with, but the basic thrust of what we understand, if you like, the modern scientific study of international trade based on big data is essentially that gravity really matters. And so that countries that are farther away are harder to trade with. Britain currently trades less with them than it does with nearby countries, and that erecting barriers against nearby countries is probably a bad thing, almost certainly a bad thing. The hope that you can reduce barriers with countries far away is a good thing in itself. If you could have your cake and eat it, keep the current access arrangements that are available for the single market and the customs union, remain a member of both, and also have the benefits of trade agreements with faraway countries, that would be wonderful. That doesn't seem to be on the political agenda, at least as far as European negotiators have been saying for the last 2.5 years.